I'm a boy mom. So it was sometimes that, I may have to jack him up, and he was so funny because he the type of kid where if I have to jack him up or we have an argument, and it just used to irk me. Mom, sorry, I love you. He gonna apologize. He gonna come back, or he gonna text me, or he gonna call me and say, I'm so sorry, Mom. Please forgive me, and stuff like that.
Been through it all, but we up. We done been through it all, but we here, man.
I'm trying to be very, very sensitive with some of the questions that I'm asking, because a lot of times, when we hear the word killed or murdered, we tend to think that the person was doing something wrong, or they were negative in what happened to them.
Right.
But we don't think a lot of times that this person may have been an innocent bystander. Kind of like when you hear the school shootings or people get shot in church and things of that nature. We want to have to say that, man, this person was doing something wrong. So can you give can you tell people who Carnelius was?
Yes. Carnelius was a really awesome kid. He was good to me. I'm very honored to be his mom. Even though he's not here, I can still speak on it. But he was very smart.
Mm-hmm.
He was very just like, he liked it to, just as a little kid, he was very smart. He loved football. He had a passion for football. From the age of maybe 2, he's been playing football. Now, when I say he's smart, I'm going to just go back to he was the type of kid where he's going to have his homework done, and I'm checking it. His homework is done. Elementary, middle, he's high school, he's doing his work. And because he wasn't allowed to go outside until he finished as a little kid with his homework. So he's going to make sure sometimes, because he want to go outside and play, he would do his homework on the school bus. I'm like, how you did your homework already? I did it on the bus. And, you have to show these kids. So let me see it. I'm going to check it. Yeah. So I check it. It's done. And his grades he was very smart. He was in advanced classes. Like for FCAT, 5 is like the highest. He always scored 5s. Anytime he took FCAT, he always scored 5s. Even when he took his the ACT and the SAT, he scored one of the highest score. Which one is the hardest? Is the ACT harder than SAT?
Don't make me, because I'm a reading person. So the ACT was good for me. Now the SAT, I think, is more math. I'm math now, but back then I'm more reading. So
well, this is what let me tell you. He did ACT. He passed the ACT. When he took the SAT, he didn't pass it. But when it was time, he took the ACT.
Mm-hmm.
The passing score, I'm thinking, is 1,600, but he scored a 2,100. Yeah, he's always been very smart. He was in advanced classes from elementary, middle, and high school. He started wanting to be more with his family or just friends and stuff.
Mm.
So he started making up issues and stuff. Why am I the only black person in my class? He come home and he just want to make me feel like, so he started just, I don't know.
So basically
he didn't know that he was in advanced classes for a long time. I didn't never just, tell him that. I kept it like, okay, he's doing good. If he would have been struggling, then I would have, tried to take him out of those classes. So I never really just told him that he had advanced classes. But when he got in high school, for some reason, he found out.
Yeah.
Probably by the 10th grade, he knew it.
You see, you were supposed to
tell him. And he didn't want to be in those classes because he was like,
you ain't normal.
He want his class, he want his work to be easy like everybody else. I say, you're too smart. You can't have easy work. You have to, so that's one thing I admired about him. He was such a good big brother. Even with his brothers, he helped me a lot with them, just being able not to just his brother, but even Carnelius loved football so much that he would go around the neighborhood and recruit other kids so that they can come play football with him with Papa Warner.
Mm-hmm.
And he would do it for the little kids as well. He'll be out there playing football with those kids, like training them and stuff. That he loves sports, and he was very respectful. He was very humble. I could say he was everything across the board that, he was a good kid. Yeah. He did everything I wanted him to do. I was the type of parent where, if I'm working and when I get home from work, if you want me to cook, my kitchen got to be clean.
Yeah.
Now he gonna make sure the kitchen clean
so he can
eat. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna come home and So yeah, that was something that I used to love. Like he gonna make sure the kitchen clean, so mama can just come on inside and cook. And then not only that, he's just he always wanted to make me proud. He would always do things and bring me things and buy me things and stuff like that. Like he always, and Carnelius just, to me, with him, just being not no longer here, a lot of his things, I still have them. Almost everything.
Yeah.
That I was able to keep, I have it. Like, I have so much stuff. It's trophies and clothes and shoes, but he was an awesome kid. Anything I wanted him to do, he did it. He went to school. He graduated high school. He graduated. He also went to college. He had a very bright future. I knew he was going to be, a good man no matter what he was going to really put his mind to, because he had the potential. He had it in him. You know what I'm saying? He had what it takes. But, if I had to pull it out of him, because that's how I was. I was always, motivating him and encouraging him, pushing him. When football season was over, find something else to do, because my thing was to keep them active, in sports. This way they don't have to be outside in the streets and stuff. So I was at every football game, every football practice. It took a lot, but it's over with right now because my boys are grown. But I miss it. I got nephews and stuff now that I'm gonna be able to start supporting. But I'm a boy mom. So it was sometimes that, I may have to jack him up, and he was so funny because he the type of kid where if I have to jack him up or we have an argument and it just used to irk me, Mom, sorry, I love you. He gonna apologize. He gonna come back, or he gonna text me, or he gonna call me and say, I'm so sorry, Mom, please forgive me, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We can have and it used to be weird. How you come back and say something to me 10 minutes later, and I just went off on you. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't never want me to be mad at him. I don't know who told him, don't never let your mom be mad at you. But he was the type of child that if he know I'm mad at him, he gonna he gonna talk about it. He gonna try to explain it to me. And he ain't really hide too much of nothing from me. So he tell me, we laugh and talk about a lot of stuff. He gonna come, guess what? This happened. We laugh and talk about a lot of stuff. But my other two kids, to me, all of them was raised the same, in the church. Carnelius loved church. You know that. This boy loves church. All my kids love church. I used to have them kids in church. My mama had them in church. He gonna sit on the front row. He used to love to watch Tony beat the drums.
Yeah.
We bought him drums. My mom bought him some drums. At first he was at my house. I said, nope. Take them drums back to your house because he gonna beat his drums. He used to love to beat drums in the church. He loved church, mind dancing. When Tony and Chris and Eddy Mac don't used to be doing that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He would come home, he gonna try to mind. He loves stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much he was what I would call that nerd that lived in the hood. You know what I mean? That's me. I was a nerd that come from the hood.
But he really just lived in the hood because he for some reason he loved Lake Jewel because that's my grandparents. Yeah. My grandparents, he was maybe 10 when they passed away, but he was there. My grandmother used to, my grandma and granddaddy would get him off the school bus because I'm at work, and then when I get off work, I pick him up and stuff like that. But he loved Lake Jewel. He did.
Okay, so kind of, I wanted to give that background because, like I said, a lot of times, when we hear of something tragic, usually when somebody, we hear somebody young pass away, we wanted to be a car accident, somebody got sick, you know what I mean, things of that nature. But, when you're dealing with murder, that just hit home differently. When you hear murder, typically you think of, kids that's running around or the young man or woman that's really heavy in the streets, doing things that cause them, you know what I mean, to get murdered. But like you say, he was actually in college. He was home, you know what I mean,
for 10 days.
Yeah.
He was only home for 10 days and that happened.
Been through it all, but we here. We done been through it all, but we here, man. Been through it all, but we here. We done been through it all, but we here, man.